So, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and just get straight into it. And as I typically say, just don't share anything super personal, but the same thing as the organization presentation, this isn't super relevant to this topic today. So, what is self-care? I mean, obviously, the name defines itself. It's taking care of yourself. But I want to see in the chat, what is some of your guys' definition of self-care? So, what does it mean to you? So go ahead and put your ideas in the chat because I just want to see where you guys are at on this. Because there's so many different ways that self-care can be described, and there's so many different things that can be considered self-care. So you can put whatever it means to you or something that you do. Banana pudding nights, foot spas, bath, facial scrub. Yeah, so like a spa day, taking care of yourself mentally and physically. Yeah, that's super important. That it's not just your physical body, but your mental health as well. Eating properly, throwing rocks at people, maybe not the best idea. Keeping yourself mentally stable, skincare, taking a shower, removing stressors. Absolutely. And maybe that would get some anger out, so I guess that would be self-care, but then on the other end of it, it'd probably be hurting someone. Not coughing on others. Yeah. Covering your cough. That is awesome. So yeah, all of these things are um, definitely considered self-care, getting outside. So pretty much self-care is honestly anything that you do that makes you happy, makes you feel de-stressed, and something that you enjoy, right? So anything that you do that makes you feel better, whether it's mentally, physically, anything like that, is considered self-care. And it's super important to be taking care of yourself, not only every day, but especially right now. And just being mindful to work that in through the day. So, if you are struggling finding things to do for self-care or struggling with motivation to get up and do some things that you like to do or just need some new ideas, a good starting place is finding out what kind of person are you? What kind of things do you enjoy? And then from there, you can build ideas on what to occupy your time with. So, you could be the type of person who prefers to be on their own and kind of isolated and doesn't really like to be in social settings and things like that. Or you can be the type of person who's really social and thrives off of being around others and constantly being connected to people. Or you could be kind of like myself, where I'm pretty social and outgoing and things like that and can talk to pretty much anyone. But if you catch me on the wrong day or I'm not in a good mood, I'm a total introvert and don't want anyone to bother me. So it honestly, for me, it depends on the day and depends on what kind of mood that I'm in. So I can be very much so both. And I think that's pretty common with a lot of people, but if you're totally one way or the other, then that's totally normal as well since everyone's different. So we're going to go through a lot of different ideas for both introverts, extroverts, and then those who kind of fall in the middle. That way, if you're struggling, we have all different kinds of ideas that hopefully cater to everybody. And yeah, I see some comments coming in like you don't like to be around a lot of people, but you're friendly and have a lot of friends. And I totally understand that. It's weird and I don't exactly know how that happens, but that's such a common thing. Some people like kids, but not adults. You might just have a way about you that attracts the let me see what your comment said. Yeah, so some of you, it really depends on your mood in the day and things like that, and who you're around. So hopefully you find some helpful forms of self-care through this. Angel, do you have a brother named Kevin by chance? Your last name looks super familiar. Okay. Oh, and Wyatt as well. Okay, yep, I do know both of them. So we will get started going through some ideas. So outdoors, obviously some of these things are going to have to be adapted right now. Um, so you could be going on a walk, doing something outside, as Miss Cordova said earlier, hiking, playing with your dog or cat outside, going on a run, and things like that. Obviously, just being mindful you're going to safe spaces and staying away from people, but getting outside and getting some fresh air is really, really good for your mental health and just makes you feel better for a lot of people. And even if you like to do other things like art, craft, listen to music, be on social media, things like that, something that you can do as well is if you get bored of being inside and doing all that stuff, taking other forms of self-care outdoors, so kind of combining a few things you like to do, it just kind of switches up the pace and getting outside is really, really good for you, whether it's just being in your yard or on the porch or just doing something outside. So I really recommend getting some outdoor time. And I know that obviously all of you guys go to school online and all of the staff here work online. And it is good to get a break from the screen after the school day. Not only for your sanity, but also for your eyes too, because I don't know if anyone else gets headaches quite like I do, but it is not a good time. So, oops, I did not know that could zoom in. So, moving over to mental health, we did talk about a lot of this during our self-confidence presentation. So, being kind to yourself, practicing that positive self-talk that we had spoken about, getting enough rest, getting enough sleep every night is super, super important, not only to your physical health, but your mental health as well. I'm trying not to stress about little things. I obviously know this is much easier said than done, but before you react to something, really take a second and step back and think if it's worth all of the energy you're about to put into it. And can I see positive self-talk? What is that? Who's he? You might want to go back to those slides because it's super important. I know it's really hard to do and takes a lot of motivation to be doing that, but hopefully it will help you just be in a more positive mindset. And just take this time to slow down and either binge some shows on Netflix, watch YouTube, do anything that's relaxing, and give yourself some time to kind of reset because a lot of us aren't super busy as we usually are right now. So it is a really good time to just relax. Yeah, like a mini vacation indoors. I'd prefer to be at the beach, but I'll take some downtime for sure. If you're someone who's artsy, obviously do some crafts, painting, drawing, coloring. Get creative. I know a lot of other students were saying that they've been redoing their rooms and repainting their rooms and doing like home projects or DIY projects. So I don't know if any of you like to do stuff like that, but I'm super crafty and um, I do like woodworking and all this different kinds of stuff. So a project that I'm currently working on, and I encourage you guys, if you are into crafts and being creative, take up something that is going to take you a long time to complete. So I have this like old dresser that I don't use anymore, and I've been renovating it into a coffee bar, and it's going so well and it's looking so good. But it's been taking about a little over 2 weeks now, so it's something fun and taking up a lot of time, so it's like a win-win for me. And yeah, angel writing and journaling and things like that um, are definitely forms of self-care. A lot of other students were saying that they like to write songs and poems and stuff, and that is so cool and it's creative, but it also is kind of a way to vent as well. So that's like a win-win as well. If you kind of prefer alone time, you could read, sleep. I forget who said it earlier, but I had a fan of sleeping in the chat earlier. I apologize. I don't remember who that was. Okay, we can enjoy some quiet time, watch TV, Netflix, YouTube, things like that. Do something outside, like I said. You can get on social media, your video games, things like that. Those are really helpful, and especially if you play on live, it's a way to still stay connected with your friends and everything, but obviously from the comfort of your own home, so you don't feel too disconnected. And a lot of people as well. I think this is on the next slide. Yeah, so for those of you who are social, this one's taking a big hit right now, but we just have to be creative with how we remain social. So you can obviously be texting with your friends, connecting with them on social media. You could be FaceTiming, you could be calling them, video chatting, any way that you can get connected and stay connected with them, even through video games. That way, you can still be social, but it just is in a different way right now. And let's see. Does being social count if your mom is forcing you to talk to a Walmart employee for for help? I guess it would kind of be like a forced social interaction. So I guess it's kind of yes, but it doesn't sound that exciting. And then for those of you who just like to be busy, you could be cooking and trying new recipes, go on a bike ride, organize and clean your room. I know I've spoken about this before, but really have a clean, organized room is really good for your mental health and your stress levels, especially if you have anxiety and things like that. Go swimming, obviously, once it's nice here in Ohio. Playing with pets, taking a shower, having a spa day, which I saw some of you were fans of earlier, and just spending time with your family. So you can get really creative on ways to just keep yourself busy during this time. And yes, I would agree. Social is more when it's something you want to do and that you find enjoyable. And so now that we talked through some ideas, I want to see in the chat, type in some things that you currently do for self-care if you haven't shared, or type in some new ideas that you thought of since we went through this. And that way, if some of your classmates are struggling, then they can go back through the chat and grab some ideas if they need some things to kind of try out and see if they like it. All right, let's see. So Angel said, so when me forcing myself to talk to my friends. So Angel, that would be social, just kind of giving yourself a little push, and it's a little bit different if someone's making you talk to someone you don't want to, but that is still being social, because maybe that's just you giving yourself a little more motivation to stay connected with your friends. Learning how to sleep vertically sounds interesting. Building bionicles. We have a couple other students who do that too. They seem like a really popular thing. Doing spa days on Sundays. Yes, I actually do that too. It's a huge part of my self-care routine. So I do know that those are super relaxing and just make you feel better. Cutting off your toxic friends. Yeah, absolutely. Making sure you have positive people around you is super, super important. If you hear mom at 7 in the morning play music and go back to sleep. Yeah, and that will probably be followed up by maybe getting in a little trouble or having an unhappy mom, but you would get more sleep. Taking baths, exercise. Yeah, so there are a lot of at-home exercise programs right now that are free. There are a lot of exercise videos on YouTube and in different apps. So if you are the type of person who typically goes to the gym, you can be working out at home and exercising outside, like running and things like that. Spending some time with family, that's always super good. I think they should make a toothbrush with the toothpaste inside. That's actually a really good idea. Like if you could just fill it up. More family time. Oh, happy early birthday. Writing and drawing a lot? Yeah, that's a really good form of self-care. Missing the gym. Yeah, I do too. I go to the gym like every day, and it is driving me crazy that I can't go, but I've been doing what I can with what I have at home, even though it's not ideal and it's actually starting to really wear on me. But I'm being positive and making the best out of what I am still able to do right now. So I challenge all of you guys to do the same. And yoga is difficult. You have to be pretty flexible. You guys have some really good ideas in here. And for those of you who are struggling a little, feel free to grab some ideas from the chat or my presentation and try them out for yourself because sometimes we just need little reminders and ideas of things that we can be doing because sometimes it is hard to make time for yourself during the day, but it is very, very important. And with that being said, I just want to let you guys know that if you're really struggling right now, you can talk to me. If you need more self care ideas, you can talk to me. Or if there's anything else that you need, you can come to me. Hopefully, by now, you guys know that I'm a safe space to come and talk to if you have something going on or just need some advice on various things. And there's my email address along with my work phone number. So you can email, call, or text. I don't have a preference, it's whatever you guys are most comfortable with. And I check all of those frequently throughout the day. So I'm usually pretty fast with responding, but if you do reach out to me after 3:30, I'll be getting back to you the following morning. But I will be sending your teacher a copy of this presentation, and I know it's being recorded right now, if any of you happen to want to go back and watch it. So, with that being said, I'm not seeing any questions or anything come in. So, I want to thank you guys for all your participation today. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope you guys found this helpful. And like I said, if you need anything, please reach out, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.